What if I told you that GTA 6 and Rockstar do not care about your feelings? Would you be hurt? Would you be betrayed? Would you still buy GTA 6 on launch day? Welcome to the channel, everybody. Chaos here. Today, we're going to talk about GTA 6. Controversy. Do they cross the line? Grand Theft Auto has never been afraid of getting on people's nerves. But are all those things going to change with GTA 6, and how does that affect your kind of look at the game and your perception of the game that could break the internet and be the biggest selling game of all time? Make sure you guys drop a like. Make sure you stick around for the entire video. Now, the franchise has its own Wikipedia page. It's dedicated to the controversies that it's generating, but those are mostly due to things like public outrage, moral panics regarding the content. In this video, I'm going to talk about something a little more central to the experience than those. That's right, we're going to talk about leaked aspects of GTA 6 that may not be what you want to hear. Now, it's easy for us to get swept up in the hype of the new Grand Theft Auto game, especially since we've been waiting almost a decade for it. But there's a lot of new major changes in those leaks that are alleged, of course, but I think the community hasn't really been talking enough about. We're going to deep dive. We're going to deep dive into some of them, so you let me know in the comments what you think about these potential game-changing elements in GTA 6. And let's start off with the later months of 2022. We got the gigantic leak. Came out following a Rockstar security breach, leading to hours of in-progress GTA 6 gameplay to be released to the wild, as well as thousands of lines of codes that took a bit of time to filter through. Now that the dust has settled, everything is more or less back to normal. We have a much better understanding of everything that was in the leak and what it means for the future of this game. Now, most people were looking at things like the setting, the characters, the graphics, the adjustments to combat, interrogations, the ability to go prone, which is actually pretty cool, and all the new stealth mechanics, which are long overdue for a franchise like GTA. But there's a lot of other things that the community has not been talking about very much, and that's what we're going to focus on today. In most regards, GTA 6 seems like an evolution of GTA 5, but there are some other things that seem like a complete diversion from the GTA established formula, and those are the things that we're going to touch on. Now, for the most part, Rockstar is good at zeroing in on the things the community wants and delivering them. They really are, at least when it comes to gameplay experiences. But there were a handful of leaked GTA 6 elements that I am 100% certain are going to cause a lot of frustration if they make it to the final build of the game. And since Rockstar is widely seen as one of the gaming industry's golden gooses, I don't think they're gonna really care if they piss people off with these. I don't mean that in the sense that they don't care about their customers or their consumers or anything like that, because I know they do, but in the bigger grand scheme of things, Rockstar does what Rockstar wants. That's kind of why they've been so successful. That's why people will wait a decade for a new game. Is it a good thing? I don't know. I'm not really sure yet. So, one of the main things that stood out to people, including myself, in the big Rockstar leak was the fact that there are seemingly going to be RPG and survival mechanics incorporated into Grand Theft Auto 6 for the first time in franchise history. Now, up until this point, GTA has been a pretty straightforward game, an open-world action game. Despite pressure from the industry to make it more of an RPG, Rockstar resisted. Now, other games were making these big, branching storylines. Rockstar stuck to their guns and made sure the player was following the path of the story, although there was always been some room for deviation. But in the big Rockstar leak we saw references to certain things like hunger, thirst, fatigue, which that heavily implies that GTA 6 could be much closer to an open-world survival game or maybe a light RPG, which would be a drastic departure from the previous titles. Now, it seems that GTA has gotten more and more linear and simplified as time went on, at least in terms of gameplay, but GTA 6 may apparently be going in the complete opposite direction, and it's going to make your character's well-being be taken more seriously. Now, I don't know if this is good or not. I'm on the fence. GTA is a frantic, fast-paced game, and I can only imagine how frustrating it's going to be to have that action interrupted by your character suddenly getting too tired or too hungry to continue on until you find a burger or you find some water, even to the point we talked about possibly having to get gas for your vehicle. Now, I know a lot of people love survival games with mechanics just like this. I just don't know if they're going to translate well into GTA. The core gameplay is way too different from something like this to feel like a natural addition. Now, I suppose it's possible that these references to hunger and thirst were left over from Red Dead Redemption 2. It's actually very possible. It seems a lot of the game's skeleton is being incorporated into this new GTA title, but with how meticulous, with how careful Rockstar usually is with stuff like this, I kind of doubt it. Rockstar wants to make GTA the next level with this new game. You have to innovate. You have to do new stuff, right? So bringing in survival mechanics to make that happen, that may be their secret juice or sauce this time. The question is, do you think it's a good idea? Another main alteration to the GTA formula that seems to be in the early leaked build of the game is leveling. A leveling system. Now, throughout the leaks, there were multiple references to some kind of level system, and while some believe this is simply in regards to the potential return of the wanted level system from GTA 4, which I think is awesome, others have stated to worry that this is actually going to be some kind of character or enemy leveling system, which would completely spin and throw GTA's formula on its head. It would change the dynamic of the GTA gameplay skeleton across the board. Throughout its entire history, Grand Theft Auto has never used any kind of leveling system, no character levels, no high level, no low level enemies, and that's part of what made it so fun. You simply learned the game mechanics, and once you figured everything out, you were on a level playing field with everybody else. But with the references to leveling in this big Rockstar leak, this could possibly mean that GTA 6 is going to be more like a recent Far Cry or a recent Assassin's Creed game where your character actually has a level that you're grinding, and various enemies throughout the open world will have different levels associated with them. That makes them harder or easier depending on how powerful your current build is. Again, none of this is confirmed, but I'm kind of hoping this doesn't happen. In a grindy open world game like Far Cry or The Division, it makes sense for you to be constantly working to upgrade your character's skills, health, damage, weapons, you go on, because that means you'll be better equipped to deal with the various kind of enemies you'll encounter. But in GTA, the whole appeal of the game, I think, is that you're just an average person running around doing crazy things. Yes, you get to drive cars at 150 miles per hour, plow through traffic, but at the end of the day, you're still just a normal person. You're not invincible, you're not a superhero, and neither are the NPCs that you encounter. By adding some kind of leveling system, it would not only completely change the gameplay loop of GTA, but it would also destroy the immersion because you'll randomly be stopped by a level 30 cop who soaks up way too much bullets, he's a tank, and then he'll put you to rest. Could you imagine how much that would screw with the whole appeal of the game? In every GTA game to this point, you've been able to deal with large groups of cops and law enforcement because you know what to expect. But if GTA 6 adds a leveling system to the enemies like Far Cry, it could make it pretty frustrating. People enjoy Rockstar's open world games because they don't play like Ubisoft's open world games. If you want a Ubisoft game, you go buy a Ubisoft game. So I'm really hoping the references to leveling found in the Rockstar leaks don't actually mean they're going down the Far Cry route, because there's going to be a lot of people that would be pissed off. Let's be real. Now, my thoughts on this. It could go either way. I know they need to think of something big. This needs to, it's the whole, can you top this, right? What have you done for me lately? And that's just how the bar is as high as it can get. And they know that. So maybe there's pressure to do something new, different, innovative for this franchise. But sometimes, and a lot of developers make this mistake, sometimes it's just good. And people attach to it because it's good. Think back to classic Golden Age Call of Duty and where we're at now. So, we'll see. But then again, if anybody can pull it off and make it fit, maybe it's Rockstar. You guys give me your thoughts, give me your opinions. Thank you for all the love on the channel, and I'll see you soon.